We're going back to Modern Warfare 2. Oh, yes. And you know what? It's made $1 billion in just 10 days. Incredible. That's the fastest game in the franchise to achieve this milestone. That on its own is a feat, right? The player engagement continues to soar as Modern Warfare 2 players already have played more than 200 million hours and over 1 billion matches across PlayStation, Xbox, and PC platforms in just the first 10 days. Now the release was on the 28th of October, so in terms of dates, you can see just how quickly that has grown. Now, Modern Warfare 2 is the highest grossing entertainment opening of 2022 for a start. Modern Warfare 2 is the #1 top selling opening in the franchise history, topping $800 million in sell-through following its first 3 days of release. So it already set the bar pretty high with $800 million there. And of course, I'm going to be having a little chat about this because that is a big feat. I'm joined with Rabia, who is an esports journalist here at Jinx. Rabia, what do you think to this? Why do you think this game has just been that popular? It's incredible, isn't it?
Um, I think first of all, Infinity War has done like a great job by giving the early access to campaign that made players even more excited about the release. And while campaign was not always the biggest selling point of Call of Duty games, I think that giving early access, attracted a lot of players, and a lot of players also jumped into it to avoid like spoilers
Mm.
before the game releases like publicly. Also, it attracted like a lot of players and gave them a gist of its experience. So even after the multiplayer got released, it was highly likely that a lot of players will continue playing Modern Warfare 2. So I think War played like a great game there. And also, not to mention that the constant content updates keep the players engaged continuously, and thus we can see like a lot of, even even though there were like a lot of errors with the release, for example, with the connection issues, and also like there was no hardware hardcore mode available, which is like one of the most popular modes. If it's still not here in the game, and even after that, the game is off to a great start.
Absolutely, because people have said that the COD franchise, it did dip a little bit and it is dying off. Do you think this proves that it is on the upward climb again? It kind of had that opinion before, but people seem to be having a better opinion of it now.
Um, I think there are a bunch of different factors to discuss here. First of all, let's discuss about the potential acquisition of Activision by Microsoft. I think, for example, if that happens, the game can be available on even more platforms. For example, if it comes on Xbox Game Pass, then the engagement will increase drastically. And Activision has also announced that the next year there will be a paid expansion of Modern Warfare 2, and it will be a full release, which means there will be like a lot of content coming out. And also, there is like a new game coming in 2024. And while the quarter three year over year financial results were not that great. I mean, they were lower this year, um, which indicates definitely the lower engagement. But given that Modern Warfare 2 is off to a great start, quarter four can actually cover that up. So, in conclusion, Call of Duty franchise is not going anywhere, at least for the next few years.
Absolutely. So, do you think for the future, literally, when the next game comes out in the expansion, do you think those trajectories? I mean, $1 billion is an incredible amount of money. Do you think that it's just going to double with the next expansion?
Uh, what happened with I can say if it's gonna be it's gonna get doubled, but definitely it will increase the engagement even more, because this kind of thing happens when Call of Duty, the Black Ops Cold War and Warzone, they kind of became one game. So there was like a huge player engagement after that, and the sales and the player base definitely increased because like they were able to play even together. And I
Mm,
think that is gonna happen next year because like people always love to find out what's happening in the campaign, and with new expansion coming up there will be a lot of new features that we can expect. So I think if not double, the sales will definitely increase.
definitely. And what do you think it is about this particular Modern Warfare 2 that kind of like makes it better than the previous games?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah. What do you think it is about this particular Modern Warfare 2? What is it you think that this kind of sets it apart from previous games that is making it so incredibly popular?
I think I've already touched the base on this. I think early access played a huge part in this because, you know, this just increased the hype among players. And even though the campaign was not a point where like there was like a huge engagement, people were always fond of the multiplayer aspect of the game. I think the early access let people be familiar with what Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is, and
Yeah.
even it was even easier for new players to get familiar with the franchisee and with the game, and get, and they just got time to like it before everyone around the world starts grinding. And so they kind of didn't feel that they were lacking behind the
Yeah.
other players that are already familiar with the game for like a few years now.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Rabia, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been wicked to have you as always, and I'm sure we'll see you again very soon. And thank you for your wonderful insight into Modern Warfare 2 there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.